Hello there, right, so this is a re-uploaded version of part 13 of the Imperator Rome series. This basically exists because YouTube did something, I don't know what, to the original file. So a small number of people either couldn't see all the resolutions or couldn't see it at all. So this is just a re-uploaded version in the hope that that will actually fix it. So after this intro, it's all exactly the same, there's nothing different whatsoever. If you've already seen it, there's nothing new here. But yeah, this is just for the benefit of those people who couldn't actually see the original. So, have fun! Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Video Truder, and welcome back to Imperator Rome, where the Hellenic League is starting to get places. At this point, in fact, I didn't realise till after the end of the last part, we've actually got up to 256 cities. Guess how many Carthage has? Yeah, it's only 234, so we are now bigger than Carthage, damn it. And I think we know who to thank for that, ladies and gentlemen. It is all thanks to the glorious king, Erasistratos. All glory to Erasistratos, the first tyrant of the Hellenic League. Absolutely flippin' marvellous. So, we're a monarchy now, which means a lot of stuff just changed. In particular, we just took all the old laws and threw them in the bin. Even the laws that are the same as under a republic. So, yeah, we used to have the anti-piracy edict. Now we don't anymore, we've just gone back to the slave draft instead. That's not to say there aren't new laws though, there are of course some very important new laws. Succession law in particular is pretty important because you do have a bit of control over who is logically the next primary heir. By default, it's going to be your eldest son, but right now I don't have a son, so therefore prominent people, I assume these are, yeah, prominent military leaders, people who are high popularity, high prominence, leaders of families, that sort of business. They instead are setting themselves up as the potential next king. But once I do have a son, that person would logically become the primary heir. Though I can also change that to say, women count if there are no men, women count equally to men, and my younger brother gets priority over any children at all. In fact, actually, I should be familiar with my family system here. So, I do indeed have... Right, I've got one sibling, but she's female. So hang on, would she count under those rules? No, it's patrilineal, so she wouldn't count. Fine, so I can't do that. But if I have a very talented daughter, I may be willing to consider making some changes to support her. And I do indeed have a daughter right now, but yeah, her only ambition in the world is growing up. So I don't know whether she's going to turn out to be any good. But this is actually a really good position for a king to be in. What you really want more than anything is to have a daughter first and then some sons, because that gives you the largest number of options. Because then you can change the rules to actually allow the daughter to succeed, or if the daughter's not any good, keep the rules to allow the eldest son to succeed. So you've just got more options if you get a daughter out first. Anyway, it's time to get familiar with this guy, because he's going to be our king for some time, because he's 42 years old, and his health is looking just fine right now. So, he's going to be king for decades to come. So, he's lustful, that's good, plenty of children, not a bad thing at all. He is forgiving, so as a result of that, tyranny's going to go down. Good, it did get a little bit high on account of, abolishing democracy. And finally, abrasive. So max rivals +1. Honestly, rivals don't seem that important, but whatever. And yeah, tyranny going down is very, very useful indeed. Could have a better selection of traits really, but it's not so bad. Also, now I've actually got this guy to become king, he doesn't really need to be leading First Stratos anymore, because he's not exactly a spectacular military leader. So, swap him out for this guy right here. Ooh. This guy right here is actually not looking spectacular, to be honest. So partly, that is Scorned Family. He's a good military leader, but he's not that loyal. You know what? I'm going to put him in play, and we're going to have a little look-see at you. There we go, going up a bit better now. What we're probably going to do with you is... yeah, we need something to make you more loyal, my good man. I tell you what, we'll try and make friends with this guy, because that doesn't really cost much, it's a little event chain we can do, so let's see if we can become friends with him. Because yeah, being friends with the guy who controls most of your troops, never a bad idea. Right, back to the laws, because I can change one law right now immediately, and yeah, obviously, the Senate doesn't get involved anymore. These days, if I've got the oratory, I can change the law, which is just perfect. Ah, I think I've found the one I want here. So over in taxation, right now I'm gaining +5% national tax, and tax for me, not a big deal, I make my money on trade. Now, there's exemption for nobility right here, that gets loyalty up 0.1 a month. Now that's actually pretty damn big, but it pushes up corruption. However, we do actually have right now, yeah, loyalty going up 0.05 a month, but that's just for generals and admirals, not for everybody else. That's nowhere near as good. So, if I were to swap that over for, here we go, sanctioned privileges, corruption down at 0.1, go over to that, that's still an oratory idea, that's absolutely fine. Now change over to exemption for nobility. Corruption will now start going down if there is any anywhere in the Empire. And everybody gets even more loyal than they used to be. Which is a good way to try and offset, yeah, successors in particular. Because, yeah, the pretenders to the succession, they're gonna start being dicks sooner or later. This guy is, yeah, losing loyalty pretty fast because pretenders are a big deal. Yeah, this guy in particular is a bit of a problem, and partly that's due to loyal cohorts. So, let's just actually, yeah, reward some veterans right there. That should actually help out with that a little bit. And on top of that, yeah, tyranny. But tyranny is going to start going down to decent rates. When I say a decent rate, it's going down by 0.1 a month, so just 1.2 a year. Actually, that tyranny is going to take, yeah, a fair amount of time to actually clear out. Because, yeah, I swear I used to have more mechanisms to get rid of that back when I was a republic. Right, well, we'll need to look at that at some point then. Oh, speak of the devil, monthly tyranny down. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. We've got actually tons of civic power right now, so anything like that. Ooh, province import routes. Yeah, get that in. Not that we actually have anyone to trade with right now, because, ooh, I'll take tax as well. Yay, civic power. Yeah, the problem is, no one's really willing to trade with us right now, because apparently we're monsters. So, basically, everyone in the world is just like, no, we don't trade with you, you're dicks. So, that's entirely due to aggressive expansion. And there's a few other things I'm kind of lacking into right now, which is, yeah, tyranny's too high, needs to go down. Aggressive expansion's too high, needs to go down. Stability is too low and needs to go up, but I don't have the religious power for that. And I'm going to be needing a giant pile of oratory if I want to change every single one of these here laws. So, what I probably need to do right now is just let some time go by without actually engaging in any wars, which is fine, because I can just edit that out, so I'll see you in just a moment. Yes, and the general we want to impress, so, currencies, we can spend currencies on him. Let's actually commission a sculpture in his honour, because that's civic power, and I'm just swimming in that right now. Though bear in mind, yeah, actually, what we're going to be gaining very quickly is oratory power, because for decades to come, I've got a very charismatic leader, which is very convenient. And also, oh dear, my leader has just fallen ill. Well, 100 gold, let's sort that out, please. Yes, and as for that general friend, let's just actually bribe him too. Yeah, 250 gold at flipping chicken feed. And when I say chicken feed, that was out of my own personal wealth, wasn't it? Yes, it was. And there we go. We are now friends with this guy. Good. So the General of First Stratos is now my personal friend, and that's got to be good news. Yes, his loyalty is ticking up like crazy. Love it. There we go, friend of rulers. That's a 0.05. So, yeah, that's probably a very, very good thing to have invested in. Yes, and we've also got problems with disloyal provinces. Right, any chances we can actually make some changes to stance to fix any of these problems? Actually, I'll tell you what. Appeasing stance, that gets aggressive expansion down. Yeah, let's actually just get that sorted out for the minute, because we really need to clear this aggressive expansion, because right now, I just can't import with anybody. Nobody is willing to do business with me, so definitely worth doing that. Also, Macedon is definitely getting fatter as it expands north. Macedon is starting to worry me a bit. I also just noticed, yeah, manpower is totally flipping drained right now. These recent wars have been a bit of a disaster. But we have got the primary army back up to strength at this point, which is very, very good indeed. So, who else needs some repairs? No, I think everyone's mostly okay now. You need a small amount of repairs, but we are getting manpower in nice and fast, so that shouldn't be a huge problem. Though I did notice one very interesting law indeed, actually. So, military reforms. Right now we're losing 10% manpower for 10% citizen happiness, which strikes me as a very bad idea because, yeah, I'm pretty sure most of my citizens are over here in Greece. The territory I've actually taken over is full of freemen and slaves, which is why my research ratio's suddenly taken a bit of a nosedive. So, that's kind of pointless to be honest, because yeah, my citizens are in a space where they're already pretty damn happy with me. But, down over here, mercenary contract decree. I can give up a bit of total manpower in return for 15% cheaper mercenaries. that actually might be a really, really damn good deal. And even better, the pig stabbing can begin. Let's start trying to recover some of that beautiful stability. Because yeah, right now, national unrest +1, that is really screwing with the unhappiness of Italy. And we've got ourselves another child, but it is a daughter. So really what we need now is a son. But he should have no problem producing children, because yeah, with the lustful trait, we should have plenty of those as time goes by. I'm not sure what I've done to earn this, but apparently Erasistratos is the loving, which, well, he is lustful. Maybe we don't really mean he's warm-hearted, maybe we just mean he gets around a bit. Diplomatic relations +1, charisma +1, max friends +1. You know what? That's actually not a bad thing at all. That's all pretty good stuff. I've just realised something about King Erasistratus. So, right now, it's about 165 BCE, and the Timelid family were not one of our starting families, I believe. We adopted them from somewhere in Greece. But after we adopted them, this bold man has risen to prominence and has now taken over the world and everybody loves him. I'm increasingly suspicious this is just Julianus Vatinius going under a fake name. And the pig stabbing continues. Beautiful. So stability is now back to neutral, and as a result of that, yeah, the disloyal provinces in Italy are starting to recover. So hopefully, everything's going to be under control. I'm also naturally using this time of peace to build a massive road, because I do enjoy building massive roads. And that's what we wanted to see. Child number 3 is a son, and the son of Erasistratos Timelid is Erasistratos Tyrolid. Okay, so he's not just loving, he's also a bit self-loving, because that's pretty hardcore narcissism right there, giving your son exactly the same name as you. And as a result of that, this baby just jumped straight into being primary heir. Beautiful. Though keep an eye on the eldest daughter too, because in theory, if she turns out to be spectacular, we might be willing to get her to be our first queen. I've also just realised something very stupid in the way that my capital's set up right now, which is, yeah, I've got myself a giant pile of slaves in Ellis itself, like over 90 of them, and yet there's a bunch of territories in Laconia that produce goods I don't actually have natural surpluses of, that yeah, if I were to just move the slaves around, I'd pick up a natural surplus, so I should definitely start doing that, because 15 slaves per territory would be much more efficient. Because I definitely shouldn't be importing anything I've got a natural surplus of if I just move slaves around. So, yeah, get rid of the actual import of iron. We don't need any of that. And also, apparently there was an Armenian civil war going on. I didn't even know that was happening, but it's over now, and wow, Armenia is big. Well done, Armenia. So here we go. Why am I importing fish when if I just moved another 9 slaves over here, I'd get a surplus of fish automatically? That's a far more efficient thing to do. Especially as moving slaves is so damn cheap. There's no reason not to do it. Okay, that's now looking much better. I've got myself, yeah, a natural surplus of fish. We got natural surplus of grain in both of the grain producing locations. Natural surplus of iron, natural surplus of vegetables. Up to this point, we were importing all of that. So this is much more efficient. Though, the downside is, yeah, I'm selling a lot of wine to a lot of different places. So unfortunately, yeah, I don't have a surplus of wine, despite being a massive wine exporter. So I'll need to sort that out at some point. And when I say at some point, I mean right now. So, yeah, we're going to stop selling you wine. Sorry, goodbye. Now I've got the wine back. Beautiful. Just look at those export bonuses, though. That is sexy as anything. But yeah, if I try and set up new trade routes, unfortunately, not many people are willing to do business with me right now. Crucially, Egypt is among them. And Egypt is very, very important indeed. So, we need to get Egypt back on side. And actually, just to speed that up a little bit, I'm willing to, yeah, improve opinion a bit. There we go. And maybe we'll actually just send them a bit of money next month too. Just to speed things up, because I would like to get Egypt back on side. They're good trade buddies, damn it. And tragically, despite the effort we put into making him our friend, we have indeed lost the General of First Stratos. Passed away of natural causes. Still, we've got ourselves a reasonably loyal person right here who is... yeah, uncaring, unlikely to gain loyalty, and merciful, which is not great to be honest, but you'll do, I suppose. Now, the downside of being king is, yeah, there's a bit more in the way of plotting and stabbing, potentially, because subterfuge isn't worked out through factions, it's worked out through murder. So, potentially, one of the pretenders is apparently a bit of a threat. Spies are certain he might be planning something, maybe about to murder someone. But the thing is, yeah, he's 74, he is dying from various different bits and pieces. He's not going to be around for too much longer. Honestly, I think we should just put faith in him because he's not going to be around for long anyway. Though then again, the guy who I just said we can trust him, that's fine, he's now hanging out with a different one of the pretenders. Right, let's just slip him a bit of money just to get the other pretender out of the way here. Yeah, actually, even if he's not actually going to murder me, he might be going to murder my tiny, tiny son, who himself is only 70% loyal. So can we bribe him? No, tragically we can't bribe him, but his loyalty is going up over time. Okay, so this guy's basically just being a dick to another one of the pretenders. He's just basically come up to me and demanded a fine gift. So I can basically just give him a fine gift and tell him to naff off. Local unrest will go down, but local tax will go down too. I don't know where that private palace actually is, but screw it. Tax is not worth much to me. It's only one city. Local unrest down -1, that's pretty good. Yes, here, have a giant palace and naff off. Also, Erasistratos Timolid just regrew his hair. That was definitely not he was bald. He was bald just a minute ago. What the hell is going on here? Okay, the hair situation notwithstanding, we do at least have plenty of oratory. Enough to actually make some changes to the laws. So I could get rid of piracy entirely, or I could make pirates more likely to spawn, but I can just deal with them with my navy. 20% commerce. Honestly, that's not really worth it. I'll just take the anti-piracy because screw it, no more pirates. Marvellous. Taxation, we're favouring the loyalty front. Yeah, we're already taking care of that. Domestic. So right now, yes, citizen happiness is up. Could get wrong culture group happiness up a bit. Probably wouldn't be a terrible idea, to be honest, because, yeah, wrong culture group, that's all the bloody Italians who are very unhappy with me right now. But would make my governors not thrilled, which is not great. Slaves for surplus isn't bad either, but I'm swimming in slaves in Greece thanks to the conquest, so don't need to worry about that. Or alternatively, citizen promotion costs can be halved, but gets the output down a bit. No, I think I'm fine with just citizen happiness up 5% in that case. Maybe we'll come back to that one. We don't need it in a hurry. Now, religious laws. These are interesting. So right now, national unrest -1, which is really, really damn good. It's going to take something special to maybe want to move away from that. Convert pops down 40%. So I can make everybody Hellenic in terms of religion nice and easily. Tribesman output's down, but then I've barely got any tribesmen. That's not really a problem. In fact, hang on. Let's just check what things look like here. How many tribesmen do we have in the... Wow, we've got 600. That is a lot more than I was thinking it was going to be. Actually, divinity statute seems kind of cool. High priest loyalty up, and more importantly, ruler popularity gain. But to actually pass that, I'd need a religious leader. Yet one of the following must be true. Either the tyrant must actually have high popularity and high zeal, which he doesn't, or one of the second following must be true. Egyptian or Egypt, so can't do either of them for the time being. Then I could swap freeman happiness for commerce income or, yeah, governor loyalty, leave that. Yeah, the military reforms. This is the interesting one to me. I'm so tempted by this right here. I'm really tempted by national manpower down 15%, which is a lot, but my maximum manpower is a ridiculous 456,000 right now. I don't need all of that. Cheap mercenaries. I do like using mercenaries. I'm going to give it a go, damn it. Sure. In fact, actually, I'm only giving up 5 percentage points of manpower because right now I'm already down 10%. So you know what? Yes, we're totally going to do that. And hello there, Egypt is starting to come round to like us. In fact, actually, eventually we might even be able to ally with Egypt. That might be fun. Egypt does seem pretty chill. Me and them just staying out of the way of each other. Yeah, we could be friends. That might be interesting. But more importantly, oh yeah, a big old pile of goods just opened up. And that's really important because, yeah, I want that date surplus back, please. I mean, freeman happiness is great. Commerce income up 5% is Maybe not necessarily worth 2 slots in my capital, but that is faction-wide, so it's pretty good. And as my research is apparently slowing down a bit, bring the papyrus back in, please. And if I could bring in double marble, that would get tyranny down another 0.01. But that doesn't feel spectacular, to be honest, for 2 slots. No, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait just a little bit longer here, because I'm pretty sure coming up soon in the text I saw at some point we were going to get... Here we go. Control range modifier, which is... Is that the same as diplomatic range? That feels like that's not the same as diplomatic range because it's not called the same thing, but I don't know what that is. There we go. As I was suspecting, the primary pretender is now dead of natural causes just a handful of years later. So, he has now been removed, and presumably he's passed on the palace to his children or something. And we're starting to get a view of our children here. So, Erisistratos II, yeah, he's focusing more towards military and civic, not so much religion or oratory. And oratory's good, it's important. And on top of that, he's narrow-minded. So, research is going to be down, national tribesman happiness is going to be up. Which is a shame because we've barely got any of those. His eldest sister, however, is looking a little bit more on the promising side. So she is ambitious. Prominence up, finesse up, stats in general looking a bit better. But then again, she is a bit older, so it's not exactly fair to compare them yet. Also, just checking in, Erisistratos does still have hair, but it's definitely going more grey. Also, continue stabbing pigs, please. There we go. Stability is now going in the right direction. And ruler popularity gain is going to start going up too. Monthly legitimacy is going in the right direction. More and more tax. Apparently we... Who on earth's that guy and how and where did we capture him? Does anyone know where this guy came from? The Arabian local power of... How did we capture this guy? So this guy's 77 years old, suffering from dementia, and somehow we've captured him. I've decided we're just going to let him go. Have fun doing whatever it is you were doing, wherever it was that we captured you. Oh, this is what I wanted to start seeing. Here we go. We've got friends nearby who are potentially willing to trade with us. Oh, wow. Egypt has picked up gemstones from somewhere. They've got a surplus. Local tax 20%, another 10% for each surplus. Country civilization level plus 5% for a surplus. You know what? I just want one of them. I just want one set of gemstones to go with my spices and my silk. That's just beautiful right there. Also, I could get camels back into the Empire, but to be honest, I'm pretty happy just with horses at this point. Horses seem fine. But, if elephants did become available, yeah, we're bringing in elephants, obviously. Also, I think this is the first time I've ever seen wild game as an option. So that's from the Slayer Sid. So, yeah, if I could actually get myself a surplus, 10% archer discipline, which is not bad. That's not bad at all. So, is it worth actually trying to get that in? Probably not, to be honest. That's 2 trade routes for archer discipline. That's not spectacular. I mean, if anything, I'll probably be better off just bringing in more and more iron. But then again, am I already exporting iron? Yeah, I'm already exporting iron, I believe, from Hellas. So, yeah, I don't really get any more benefit for any more of that. You know what? I'll bring in camels over here, just in case there's a handful of old camel units floating around somewhere. You know what? For now, I'll just take a second papyrus, this time from Ionia, in fact. And yeah, that'll just speed up research a bit. So now, that should be looking... That's looking a lot better right there, yes. That is, wow. That's a lot of flipping trade going on. That's a lot of money right here. And more importantly, yeah, we need to actually get the livestock trade from Egypt running again. That will just boost the growth rate of all of these cities. And while this is going to be very expensive, I'm just going to quickly do a little bit of slapping down. Yeah, here we go. Let's just get a few people converted to Achaean. Especially, actually, if we could do that in Rome itself. And yeah, just do a couple of freemen as well. Let's just have a few Achaeans dotted around, because then they'll be happier. That'll do the job. Bit of a waste of oratory. But I am pretty happy with where the laws are right now. Also, I like this country up here. This is a good country, right here. I've no idea how the hell it's defending its borders, but somehow these guys are doing an excellent job. And as for the massive Gaelic faction up here, They've also invaded Wales. They have a tiny bit of Wales over there. Well done. Also, I think Phrygia just burst again. Lovely. Phrygian revolt with 100, you with 79. This might not be a terrible time to actually launch an invasion of Phrygia. Like, aggressive expansion is down a lot right now. Phrygia is... hang on. They're at war with... okay, they're at war with basically everyone. There's just been a lot of Phrygian... oh, wow, hang on. This is more than just a civil war. There's been a massive series of breakaways here. Right, you guys used to just control, like, one port. Now you control half of the eastern coast of the Mediterranean. Also, you've got a queen with a really fancy dress. That's a lovely dress right there. Right, after multiple revolts, I think Phrygia might actually be in the process of dying right now. This isn't just a revolt. There are multiple breakaway states, and Phrygia is at war with all of them. You know what? At the absolute bare minimum, I would like to actually wrap up Caria Literalis, alright? I have actually had myself a bit of that territory for bloody ever. I would not mind having the rest of it at all. Check for fortresses. Literally no fortresses. Right, I can just walk in and take this, then help myself to whatever else I feel like too. But, yeah, actually, shouldn't be too difficult to do. Bear in mind, though, my empire is getting big, and are you not building roads? Why aren't you building roads? Your one job is to build a road. Build roads, please. But I do have to leave some troops just dotted around here, because, yeah, we've got to defend ourselves against Carthage, barbarians to the north. Our borders are growing. Macedon as well, don't forget them. I can't just send everything. I've got to actually have some form of defense. So it sure is bloody convenient. I have a giant pile of money right now. And even better, we did just... do you actually have a skill of... you have a skill of 0. Right, well done. Good mercenary leader right there. Yeah, I just passed a law saying basically I can hire as many mercenaries as I like. Unfortunately, all the local mercenaries are absolutely terrible. Here we go. There's at least some decent ones over here next to Rome, though it's a bit embarrassing. I need to actually hire Romans to go and handle my eastern conquest for me. That is just a little bit on the humiliating side. Right, you know what? The primary army can deal with Macedon if need be. This small force, you guys just head down towards Athens, please. You'll get there in no time at all. You can actually handle some of the carpet sieging, while the mercenaries handle the rest of it. But then again, mercenaries. Any chances of decent mercenaries, like say up near Macedon or in Asia Minor itself? Let's see what we got here. Here we go. There's a decent one over here in Asia Minor. So he's 65 years old, but health is... oh. Health is ticking down. He might die at some point. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to recruit you right now, please. You guys, just walk over to my territory and just chill out there for a bit. Luckily, he is able to just stand there. Marvellous. That's 26,000 right there. What else do we actually have that's any good at all? There's 21,000. You guys will do, yeah, with 7 as a general. That's fine. You guys head down to Athens as well. You should be able to. Yeah, you can stand there too. That's fine. So, between those forces, that's not enough to take on Phrygia entirely. But we know for a fact Phrygia is a bit on the busy side right now. And they've also got, yeah, no manpower. So, they're going to be entirely dependent on mercenaries. And we know for a fact that all the mercenaries around here are trash because I just bought the only good ones. Right, get a claim down, 142 people living around here. I don't intend to do a huge amount of conquest, by the way. No big conquest whatsoever. This is going to be a very small little war here. We just take some territory just to prove we can, and that's it. We peace out. Because, yeah, whatever's going on with Phrygia right now, I might not necessarily want to be involved, because it's getting a bit on the messy side. I mean, the Phrygian revolt has got to be marching down over here. They've basically got nowhere else to go. They can take this territory, and then they have to be coming over here. These guys are getting in the way. These guys are probably at war with... no, you guys are actually at war with the Phrygian revolts. Hang on, do you guys still have friends? How many friends do you guys actually have? I don't know why those guys are actually helping out, to be honest, but apparently they just are. Okay, this empire is weird. They've got a truce with Phrygia, so they were at war with Phrygia recently, and yet now they're declaring war on the Phrygian revolt. Possibly because they just want to have some of it for themselves. Yeah, possibly they just want this city right here. Or maybe the Phrygian revolt attacked them, I'm not sure. Yeah, actually, the Phrygian revolt's got soldiers all over this part of the world, so I've no idea what's going on there. Well, no reason not to get involved immediately because, yes indeed, there's no Senate anymore. So, some people will also get involved too, but I doubt they're going to be getting involved with me personally. They are a bit busy right now. So, we're just going to take this territory. Absolutely marvellous. Sadly, we've just lost ourselves a little bit of honey and whatnot, but we'll probably be able to take some of that back by ourselves because this territory has, actually, glass. Glass is very, very nice indeed. Dyes are sort of okay too. Yeah, actually, some good stuff we can steal here. In fact, we're helping ourselves to a big old pile of territory immediately just because of the old fort over here, which is just marvellous. Which of these territories do I actually want, by the way? Yes, I do want that one. That's fine. Right, you just get on with a bit of sieging. This is going to be done in no time at all. In fact, we're going to have taken half the province before my main army even arrives. This is just supposed to be the little vanguard here. Okay, one of you, head down over here. The other ones, you guys... Okay, Erasistratus also just became ambitious. Ambitious is good. That's +1 to finesse, if I recall correctly. Because, yeah, my daughter's got that too. And at this point, 3 armies are just going to start carpet sieging. This territory, yeah, is just going to fall into my hands, no problem whatsoever. And no form of response yet either, so... as we're swimming in money and we're at war, yeah, take Blessing of Ares, just for safety. Alright, well this whole territory seems to have fallen to me immediately, so war score's now going in my direction. There we go, lovely. The question is, how much else could I potentially get here? Because, yeah, taking the entire Greek coast might not be a bad idea. So we've got, yeah, province of Ionia. Not bad, actually. My own personal source of papyrus. Marble, leather's not bad, glass is pretty good too. And I believe, no defences. I tell you what, let's just go and take that province as well. Marvellous, guys, onwards. Because Phrygia seems to be very distracted for the minute. In fact, Phrygia is now down to 18 cohorts, and also they're in debt, and they're out of manpower. Oh, yeah. I think Phrygia's pretty much done, actually. I'm not sure Phrygia's coming back from this one. Especially as the guy leading the Phrygian revolt is 24 years old and appears to be wearing a waistcoat made of solid gold. So, well done to that kid. That is some good fashion choices right there. I mean, the thing is, I'm swimming in money right now, so I kind of may as well just speed this up here. Hang on, I swear there were some terrible mercenaries just round the corner. If I just check down over here. Where did those terrible mercenaries go? Hello, the Seleucids have actually bothered showing up. That's fascinating. I was really not expecting you guys to do that at all. Right, well, go and intercept them, please. Let's just go and see them off. Because, yeah, the Seleucids have actually bothered showing up here. And we want to be friends with these guys. Hello, you know what? You welcome aboard. Just get on with a bit of besieging or whatever. We need to get you into friendly territory first, actually. Does occupied territory count, or do I actually need to send them back home? I might need to send them back home. So, we've seen off the Seleucid forces. They've actually been taken care of nice and easy. You know what? Just to actually make things a bit easier for me, I'm going to go and take this here fortress over here. Just to lock down a bit of the surrounding territory. Ooh, and I'll help myself to another wonder of the world too, because this place, of course, yeah, it's got the Temple of Artemis. And I've already got the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus over here, so that's nice, and ooh, apparently, there's a gigantic naval battle going on right now. But that's fine, I seem to be winning it. And it looks like, yeah, Iolia to the north has sent its troops over here, but they just do not have anything that can deal with us. They've got a handful of heavy infantry, but only a tiny bit of cavalry. Easy victory there. Capture that guy. Absolutely lovely. We won the major naval battle too, though these guys are going to be a little bit on the damage side. Actually, yeah, how are the Black Flag guys doing right now? They are... You're in retreat. Hang on, where did the Black Flag guys go? Because wherever they went, they seem to be okay now. I'm just going to send the boats home to chill out for a minute. Because, yeah, we do have some friendly territory to fall back to on this side. And you guys just keep heading over here. That is more mercs. In fact, yeah, the same mercs from the Seleucids. So let's just take more territory. Keep heading in this direction over here. We can mop up a lot of land. And also, yep, some new techs are coming in. We'll check them out in a second. But for the time being, we're doing a good job just mopping up all of this. As soon as we've taken, yeah, some of these here fortresses, life will be good. In fact, actually, yeah, if we just take this territory around here together with this territory, there's a good mountain range here. We could fortify this land pretty easily. And a nice easy victory against that fortress too, as it turns out. Good, 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 good. Right, everybody head round here, mop up the rest of it. You guys, yeah, just converge on this mercenary force. They're trying to retreat, but it's too late. They're going to be absolutely annihilated. Yeah, actually, we're making some good progress here. And also, there's a small number of... Oh, hang on. Who are you, and why can't I buy you? I'd like to buy you, please, but apparently I can't. Now, the fleet has been badly damaged here. We need to get some more troops into production. So that's 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be enough, and yeah, we can train them nice and fast to actually get ourselves, yeah, the fleet back up to being large enough to carry over the main army if that turns out to be necessary. And more Ionian troops coming in, but apparently we should be able to handle that one. This is a very, very light force, just a handful of cavalry and skirmishers, but it'll do the job, apparently. Also, Phrygia's back up to 106 cohorts. Now, how precisely, Phrygia, was that supposed to have happened? Because I'm not sure I believe that's particularly feasible right now. And unfortunately, this battle has gone down to a bit of a final grinding struggle here, and I'm just going to be defeated, but it's not going to be a big deal recently. There's not much they can do to me. Deploy the mercenaries to go and intercept them. Please just kick them straight back out to their territory. Oh, there is more coming, though. There is, yeah, 21,000 troops belonging to the Phrygians. Right, the Phrygians are starting to take this a little bit more on the serious side here. I need reinforcements. Luckily, the fleet should be about ready to go, momentarily anyway. Right, you guys, get back out to sea. Deploy the primary army, you guys are now on the move again. Luckily, it's going to take Phrygia, yeah, quite a bit of time to unsiege all of this here territory. So, this is not going to be easy for them. I do have plenty of time to go and intercept them. And while they're trying to counter-siege and take back Ephesus, I can just siege this area up to the north here. Shouldn't be a problem at all. Just, yeah, let them waste their time trying to take back individual territories. We're still doing very, very well here. You're almost at Argos. You'll be arriving momentarily. Get on the boat, get over there, let's just trash them, the stupid bastards. And more troops coming in as well, those bloody Seleucid mercenaries. Right, okay, Phrygia is starting to take this a little bit on the serious side. You guys, get over here, bring in the primary army, hunt down their armies, destroy them, please. And you know what, I'm going to hire these here mercenaries, because I feel like it. And bring the primary army ashore. First Stratos is ready to go, and it's going to do beautiful, beautiful work against these bastards. Right, hunt them down, please. Hunt them down. And here we go. First Stratos moves in, and we have got a massive, completely overwhelming heavy infantry advantage. We've also got heavy cavalry on the flanks. They do not. As soon as we're able to just chunk through all of this, oh yeah. Massive, massive victory right there. So we killed, actually, in all fairness, we lost a fair bit too, but we did just chase off one of their primary armies right now. And in the meantime, my forces up north are continuing to just skirmish, take what they want, and please go and deal with these mercenaries if you'd be so kind. Right, the Seleucid mercenaries still causing me a little bit of trouble, but I'm sending in my primary army. If they can just arrive, there we go. You guys should now start losing very, very fast indeed. More mercenaries are now showing up. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, the numbers should now very much be working in our favour. You guys just get over here, start just sieging down everything. I think Iolia is pretty much out of strength. There's a handful of territories these guys have managed to take back. How are you guys doing, by the way? You're not black flagged anymore. So in which case, you guys head up here, just start helping out with that business. I am going to start losing manpower fast, because these guys basically can't stand anywhere, though. Okay. The game's saying they can stand here. Oh, that's because I'm looking at 4th Stratos right now. Yeah, okay. 1st Stratos, probably not so much. You guys head in this direction. We'll see what we can do. Yeah, that tiny force of 2,000 men will actually be pretty darn useful. And there's 14,000 up north. Right. You go and hunt them down. I don't want Iolia causing any more problems. Here we go. Even more flipping Phrygians are now attacking us. Hang on. Get the main army north, please. Bloody hell. Guys. Guys. Don't throw inferior forces at the Phrygians, alright? The Phrygians are not a joke. We need to actually send, the proper armies to go and deal with that. And that's going much better, yes. And there is a fortress right there, but that's a very well placed fortress for me. I take that, yeah, huge piles of territory start falling into my hands. We take another siege right there. Good, good, good. This is starting to look promising, actually. Yes, though, bloody hell, there's even more Phrygians. Right, the Phrygians are not keen about what I'm doing right now. Honestly, I'm tempted to see what I can just actually get in a piece at this exact moment in time, because I'm potentially not interested in, yeah, taking absolutely all of this. Phrygia has, I've no idea how, but somehow they've actually, yeah, managed to recover from having no money and no troops and no manpower. I'm increasingly suspicious the AI really is doing some dramatic cheating back there, but what have you. And I do indeed have the war score and the ability to take all of this. Now that would be a giant pile of aggressive expansion, which I did recently say I didn't want to pick up any more of. But I am down to 0 right now, so in many ways I think this is fine. Especially as they're willing to pay me 1,000 gold in war reparations, so that's pretty nice too. Yeah, you know what, screw it, I'll be having that, thank you. Lovely, so that territory is now mine. And also we've got ourselves a bit of roads. But you know what? We're going to be nice to roads. Everybody be nice to roads. Lovely. So, there we go. That's a nice bit of territory for me. Now, if we were planning to expand against Phrygia again in future, we'd be going north. So, I want to fortify up this southern border as much as I can. So, hang on, where have we actually got some people? We've not got much in the way of people, but I can have a level 2 fortress right there. That's a mountain right there, so that'll block out this whole area immediately. And then all I need is, yeah, potentially say another one right here. Plenty of space for all of that, though we need to get rid of 2 marketplaces. Sorry, but you need to be fortified up instead. There we go. So, that's pretty much all the land routes locked down. And then we just deploy first Stratos home. Everything is good. And Iolia wants to immediately start trading with us, which is great. And Regium is just sending us free money, suggesting they're actually quite fond of us, so that's good too. Right, you guys, get on the boat, home with you, well done, you won some good victories there. Oh, I just checked in with the Phrygian revolt, so the kid's taken off his solid gold waistcoat, because the war ain't going as well as it was. Oh, bless you, kid, I'm so sorry. Still, we do have new tech to get aggressive expansion down, so that's good at least. Oh, and supply limit up 25%. Yeah, supply's becoming a real problem right now. So, loyalty map right here. Italy actually seems to be calming down pretty well right now. Yeah, even Latium is starting to tick up, though we have taken a pretty hands-off approach with them, so that's looking good. That's all looking good right there. We've already actually got ourselves, yeah, a governor for this territory. Loyalty's ticking up. Yep, everything seems fine, actually. Tickety-boo. And that fortress that was there is not very well placed. What we could ideally do with is... hang on, where's a good spot for a fortress? There's not a great spot for a fortress, unfortunately. And yes, we'll be doing the Olympics, obviously. Yeah, you know what? We'll leave the fortress around here for the time being. At some point, I would like to go and attack Iolia. That would be nice, but not just this second. Now, you little guys down here. What are you actually getting on with it? Hang on. Wait, what? There's... Okay. Someone's decided to attack Carthage. Lockery is attacking Carthage. That is flipping ballsy right there. But then again, Carthage is a bit busy with, guess what? Yeah, waging war against the whole of Spain, as always. Still, we have banked a fair bit of religion right now. So there we go. Get ourselves up to stability 2 there. Spot on. Oh, and Armenia exploded at some point. That's sad for them. Also, I really feel like, yeah, this force right here is going to be needing a bit more in the way of strength than it's got. So I'm going to give these guys... yeah, I'm going to give these guys some nice actual heavy infantry just to help defend themselves with. That's probably a good idea. So 4th Stratos is now going to basically just stand guard over here. And, oh, guys, bloody hell, guys, get off the boats. Get off the damn boats, please. That means right now, nobody is guarding against Macedonia at all. With the exception of my primary 1st army, which, because of the road network, yeah, can get there pretty fast. So, that's probably okay. Also, I've decided, speaking of the road network, I'm going to have the road network join up over here and not actually go into Rome at all. The road network has a little side road that goes down to Rome, but Rome is not actually part of my primary road network. at all. It's kind of like the final insult, if you like. And as I've actually saved up a big old pile of oratory, yeah, contract law. Right now I'm getting plus 5% to freedom and happiness, but provincial loyalty up 0.1 in return for power costs being up. You know what? Screw it. Introduce a bit of bureaucracy to get the provinces nice and loyal, because that's going to start being more and more of a problem now I'm expanding into culturally alien territories. Now, King Erasistratus. He is now 62. He's fine for the time being, health 100%, but we now have adult children, I believe. Or hang on, you may not be an adult yet, but you're close. Time to see who's actually doing best here. So, you're 21, you're about as good as you're going to be. Ambitious, miserly. That's no good. We don't want national tax down 10%. That's no good at all. Right. But in theory, we could have you killed in favour of your sister, who is very religious, but not so good at the old martial. So, if ruler, omen power up, invoke devotio, cost down 10%. Not bad at all. But, yeah, not a good commander, understandably. Again, reasonable, not spectacular. The primary heir, meanwhile, he's actually looking pretty good, all things considered. He's only 15 for the time being. He is narrow-minded, which is not great. But his base skills on everything other than zeal, actually pretty solid. Now, he's got a brother who's a bit too young to figure out what's going on, and one sister who might be okay, but I'd need to have multiple people killed to actually get her into the succession. So that's going to be difficult to do. Speaking of which, hello there, you're a primary pretender these days, and your loyalty is going down. But if I keep just rewarding your veterans, yeah, we can hopefully get rid of that as time goes by. And somebody has taken away our rights to horses. Dear oh flippin' dear, I like those horses. Right, we need to find someone else who potentially we can get horses off. Also, I'm just going to give this guy a giant old pile of money. That's absolutely fine. Ooh, slight complication. Yeah, as I suspected, when we say that he is loving, we just mean he gets around a bit. So, apparently, the tyrant has 2 women who are madly in lust with him right now, and hang on. Who's my actual wife, by the way? Okay, neither of those are my wife. Gotcha. So being a creature of lust, I naturally welcome their advances, though choosing one over the other might bring on consequences. So, okay. I need to pick a lover, and sadly I can't just say, you know what, why not both at the same time? No, I can't do that, that's a bit of a shame. So, what have we actually got here? And hello, we're not actually just talking about lover here, they're actually going to become pregnant. Right, okay then. So this is the niece of the general of 2nd Stratos. Okay, which is 2nd Stratos? 15,000 men, not a big deal. Alternatively, the sister of the governor of Italy. Again, not a huge deal. Fine, you know what? We're going to figure this out by putting them side by side. Who do I actually like the most here? So, Ada Megalid is secure, pious, a polymath, and weak wills. So, polymath, that's good. She is intelligent. She's very charismatic, so that's good as well. Secure, so not insecure. Very positive trait. Alternatively, we've got Anthis, who has got some of the worst stats I've seen in the game. She is lustful, yes, but she's also jealous, benefactor, so that's good at least. She's suffering from the pox, she's brain damaged, okay, and also she's barren. Hang on. So, makes Anthis pregnant. Right, the tyrant has some real strong sexual powers, gotcha. But no, I don't really want to do that because that just feels like all sorts of levels of wrong under the circumstances. Right, so we're going for Ada Megalid, gotcha. Also, fort defense is up 15%, please. Lovely, I like having some military tech advances. And actually, the next 2 along here are really nice. So yeah, infantry maintenance cost down 10% for the heavy infantry. And then, discipline up 10%. That's nice stuff right there. Big, heavy phalanx lines. Love it. And apparently I've got a new daughter from Ada Megalid. Lovely. And she is in fact officially listed against my children. So I could actually bring her into the succession if I wanted to. Also, before I forget they exist again, I should probably just deal with these 2 small empires down here. I mean, it's nice you exist, but Not that nice, so you're not actually going to exist for too much longer. So let's just actually fabricate a claim against you. There we go, and conveniently, they're in a defensive pact, so I can basically just declare a single war and finish off both of them. Oh, and better, we've just picked up the religious proceeding event. I love this event because stability +1, national unrest -3. Basically, yeah, just always say the peasants are right, open the temples. Opening the temples is brilliant. And that gets us back up to stability 3. Love it. Right, so you guys are now being declared war upon. What a shame. So, no, don't let them get in. Don't let them get over to bloody Sicily. That's going to cause all sorts of annoyances. Oh, bloody hell. Right, guys, no, don't let them do that. Don't let them do that. Just chase them down, get into the territories, murder them, please. Right, okay, so we can kill some of them. Right, so some of them have been just completely eliminated. We'll just start working on you right now. Are you able to just go and hunt them down? No, you're not. Right, this is going to be mildly annoying. Deploy the fleet to go and hunt them down. In fact, you know what? Screw it. Hire mercenaries. Just get the mercenaries over there to go and deal with them. I know the mercenaries have got, like, 0 morale right now, but they'll have morale soon enough. Here we go. Mercenaries are gaining morale as they actually walk along. Even though they do have a morale disadvantage, they've got the superior general. We've already managed to win one of the sieges. Apparently this will be a bit of a tough fight, but screw it, it'll keep them busy for the time being. I think we'll be able to have it regardless, actually. I'm pretty confident about that. Just in case, you guys hop on the boat, get round there, deal with these guys. And, ooh, they're taking casualties faster. This is a bit of an interesting little fight here. My mercenaries are... Okay, there's only... There we go. Right, so they've been eliminated. Right, job done. Good. Right, send everyone home, break down the mercenaries, we're done. And a lucky victory in the siege right there too. So, we've occupied literally everything, with the exception of... Hang on. Why isn't this occupied? Hang on. How is that not... We've occupied... Yes, we have. Sorry, it's just the colours are very similar to each other. Good. Right, congratulations. You guys now all work for me, and also I'll be having all the money you have in the world. Lovely. And... I don't think I've really got a skills gap right now, so no, sorry, you guys are being put to death. Right, that's better, with the exception of Carthage, who are still starting to annoy me a bit, and that Gaelic force is really getting big. Yeah, they've got over 300 cohorts right now. They could be interesting. And here we go, my primary heir has come of age. So he hasn't picked up any more traits, he's still narrow-minded. Yeah, what else could we potentially do to help him out? I mean, we could give him a command, that might be fun. I mean, right now, this commander is not a particularly good commander. So we could actually, yeah, just find one of the armies that needs to do something and basically just hand them over to him. You know what? It's only a matter of time until this army actually sees some action. So, you guys, congratulations. We're going to actually be, yeah, giving you the kit. So hopefully, he can pick up some popularity doing that. Because if he's already popular when he gets to the throne, that's going to be very useful indeed. Oh, and one more fantastic bit of news as well. So Rome is no longer starving to death. Possibly because a sufficiently large number of people have now starved that the survivors have enough food to stop starving. So that may or may not be the case, but even if it is, that's still sort of good news. And I'm going to build you more granaries just so this doesn't happen again. And also, I think at this point, we're going to start converting you all to, yes, becoming a Chian. Let's get you all over to being a Chian, please. In fact, the whole of Italy, move them over to cultural assimilation. Let's actually get this sorted out. Okay, now let's just very quickly check I haven't tanked everything. And thank you for the gift. That's lovely of you. No, that's good. Loyalty still seems to be going in the right direction. And even better, trade commerce is just up. 50% for 5 years over at Sicily. Well, that's just bloody marvellous. So as a result of that, yes, we should now start seeing some big tickovers towards a Hellenistic and away from Latin over here over time. And also there was an Armenian civil war, but it's over now. I swear that's the second civil war they've had in like 2 years. Oh yeah, we're starting to see progress already. If we just move over to the culture map here, yeah, at this point, Achaean is just starting to show up as the majority all over the place. And we can just, you know, ever so slightly speed that up too. I see no reason why we don't just help speed this all up a little bit. There we go. Slowly moving away from stupid red Italian culture into Hellenistic culture instead. Marvellous. Though apparently we've also got a bit of a problem with... Hang on, is that even in our territory? Yeah, there is a bit of a problem in our territory over here, which is some of you guys are Phrygian culture. No. You guys are going to be lovely Achaeans going forwards. Also, I've been desperately trying to fill out all the trade routes as fast as I can. We're up to plus 100 gold a month right now. Oh, but I think it might be time. Our tyrant has done well. He has expanded the empire and also... Hang on, what just exploded? I don't know, something just exploded. But our tyrant has developed cancer. And there's no coming back from that one. He's still got a few years in him, but sooner or later, he's on his way out. So, we need to be absolutely sure before he does that we're happy with the next leader. This guy's become merciful. So if ruler Freeman happiness is going to be up and also as a commander, he is not so good at enslaving. Gotcha. He's also inherited some nefarious tendencies from his father, who I'm pretty sure had the same thing. He's friends with, okay, a head of a family, and also niece of a tribal chief, and a member of the Egyptian royal family. Meanwhile, he has a rivalry with, okay, I don't know what's going on, but apparently he's had a very exciting early life. And yeah, the eldest daughter's done nothing to persuade me she is actually worthy of the throne. Zosime here would actually be quite interesting in some way. She's got an interesting distribution of stats, but I'm not convinced really. I mean, due credit, Callisto Marca Timolid is arguably the more interesting. She's actually pretty darn good, all things considered, but it would be very difficult to actually get her to be queen, because I'd have to find a way of getting both of her older sisters killed, and her elder brother too, which is, yeah, difficult to do. Because I can't actually just execute or arrest this guy because he's the primary heir and also he's a general. In fact, yeah, pretenders can't be imprisoned at all. I swear they used to be at one point, back when I was playing this in the preview version, but they decided to change that. Also, this guy is suffering from quite bad dysentery and has been doing so for quite some time by the looks of it. Right, well, get yourself some treatment just in case we need you down the line. Yeah, with a free hand, I would probably actually go for Queen Callisto Macaire, but it's not gonna happen, unfortunately. I'm pretty happy with the guy that we do have lined up here. And speaking of which, we should probably get him married off to someone who's going to be producing a big old pile of children. Very little lustfulness floating around, unfortunately. Just the same, yeah, brain-damaged Anthis, who his own dad turned down. So no, I don't think we're going to be doing that, actually. I tell you what, the MacLeod family currently consider themselves scorned, and Crisis MacLeod right here is reasonable enough, if not spectacular. I say that, she is corrupt, selfish, and narrow-minded. Okay. It's not going to be a fun marriage, but it's going to work politically. Have fun. Okay, but the succession business isn't quite done yet. So, some guy who claims to be a renowned philosopher, though he only has a zeal of 3, though he is a polymath and a scholar, so that's nice, he wants to actually teach, presumably the younger Erisistratos Timolid, how to potentially be a ruler. You know what? Screw it. Yes, you can be philosopher for now, but if you do a bad job, I am going to execute you. The Armenian Civil War just ended, for what I swear is a 3rd time. Still, nice to see them back together again. And this could be very interesting. Before our king dies, there might be one last thing he can do, and that is friendship with, yeah, the Phrygian breakaway faction over here. Go on then. Hello, what can we potentially do together, my friend? Because, yeah, now we like each other. Now, I can offer you a guarantee, but yeah, we're not the same size, so we can't be allies. In theory, though, we could actually turn this guy into, yeah, satrapy or a client or at least a tributary. Now that we like each other, we might be on something good here. Let's actually, yeah, just improve opinion, get that plus 60 over time, that's marvellous. And as soon as the actual messenger gets back, we'll send him a gift as well, just to persuade him we're good people. Okay, so, slight plot twist. Erisistratos Timolid II was struck down while attempting a murder at the age of 26. What on earth were you doing? Right, okay, so, he'd already managed to get out 2 children, but bit late now, because now, apparently, like, he's dead. Because he was trying to... Who was he trying to murder? Hang the flip on here. I feel like we're missing a few pages of this novel. Well, this has all got very dramatic all of a sudden because, yeah, the ruler's still there, but not for too much longer. Right, you're dead. So that means right now your younger brother is actually first up, technically. And he's He's kind of terrible. He's cruel, he's deceitful, his stats are completely unremarkable. Okay, right, hang on. So, we've now got some choices here. The choices are now down to... Quick, back to the family here, back to the family. Actually, you know what? Weirdly, my bastard daughter from Ada is actually looking alright. She's wise as well, that's nice. I mean, if I have to choose between this, which is pretty unremarkable to be honest, or this, which is, again, unremarkable, but at least, you know, intelligent, which is nice. That's actually, yeah, governor loyalty up. That's good. Screw it. Change the succession laws to the laws. Right, okay, so the primary heir is now dead. Go over to familial marriage. So now, as a result of that, yeah, the eldest child of the ruler will be primary heir regardless of gender. However, it's commonplace for the royal siblings to intermarry. So, right, incest, activate, Crusader Kings 2 mode, let's go. So, she's now just become the primary heir, beautiful. Still, it is nice to finally have both tyranny and aggressive expansion back down to 0. So if I were to do that, who potentially would like to be friends? Egypt is actually not a million miles off saying yes. Egypt might be willing to be friends with me. That might be kind of cool. And also, ooh, there's now a giant Phoenicia right there. Marvellous. Get you with your fancy gold thing. You know what? Let's just get closer and closer to the little Phrygian state right here. Because me and them could be friends. So I'm going to offer them a guarantee. If they're attacked, we're coming to help. Well, one final last bit of diplomacy here. Egypt will go for an alliance, which I'm therefore willing to go for. Beautiful. So, we are now allied with Egypt, which I'd say puts us in a very good place to potentially, yeah, squeeze out a bit of Phrygia. Because now that Egypt's finally eaten Judea, they actually have access to water. They've finally built a bloody fleet. So now, they can actually... Hang on. Are you immediately calling me into a war? I mean, okay, I guess. I'm not really planning to show up. That's a very long way away from me. And the moment is upon us. I'd say, oh, there he goes. I was about to put on one last set of games in his honour, but that honour will instead fall to his daughter, Queen Cleostrata, our new ruler. Ah, yes, of course. And she needs to start producing children, like, soon. So, plenty of people to potentially get her married to. Who actually needs to, yeah, receive some favour? Didid, Sosthenid, or Zagreid if we could. You know, I was just going to pick out someone at random for her, but actually, she's got a couple of friends down here. How would you feel about potentially marrying one of these guys? Okay, one of your friends is cruel, jealous, and stubborn. Doesn't sound like a good candidate, to be honest. The other one is a cautious, prominent, loving orator. Oh, that sounds much better. And there we go, they're now married. I don't know whether they actually liked each other. I hope they did. They were friends, now they're married. So hopefully they're both happy with that. And I think I know what Queen Cleostrata needs to do first up here, which is... our armies are looking very much overstretched. We are swimming in money right now, but our borders are extremely vulnerable. Just 23,000 men guarding the frontier against Phrygia, with 97,000 troops at their disposal, and vassals nearby as well. Though hopefully, yeah, we might be able to make some friends over here too. Macedon is expanding again to the north. They are growing, they are getting stronger. And maybe most concerningly of all, a very large barbarian faction has popped up to the north of us, with 255 cohorts, which is quite a lot, yes. Also, Rome's dead, and it was such a non-event I didn't even realise. I think, yeah, Lingonia just ate Rome, and Rome's just sort of gone now. But not really, because, you know, they're still there. The Romans still live in Rome. They just, you know, work for me now, which is much better. In fact, look at them. They're very cheerful. Anyway, yes indeed, next time we need to build a grand new army, and I know precisely where we need to test it. Carthage. Me and Carthage have been falling out for some time now. I would say, yeah, Corsica and Sardinia need to move into my possession, together with that tiny bit of Italy, that tiny bit of Sicily. We need to drive them out of their Mediterranean holdings, and then maybe we'll consider an invasion of North Africa. I'm not sure, we'll have to have a think about that. Possibly, I need to be more concerned about, yeah, this force up here. We need to do something about these barbarians who are very literally at the gates. And we will see about that next time, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been many a true nerd, and this has been Imperator Rome. Thank you very much, and goodbye. This guy's enjoying that. This guy's enjoying his elephant a bit too much.
Oh my god.
In Fair Verona, we set our scene. Oh my god, Becky, look at her butt. It is so big. They've managed to glitch inside one of the buildings. Elephants in the rear! And then in come the chariots!